Did I just tell you that 6.0 is so good that I literally started crying yesterday? No, I didn't, but I'm joking, but it is that good. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about gear in 6.0. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it because many of you have been asking me questions about PvP gear, Pve gear, and we're going to clear everything out and I'm going to show you what it's like to get gear in 6.0, how do you get it, where do you get it from, etc, etc. So let's start with the basics, guys. There is only 3 qualities of gear in 6.0. There's yellow, there's purple, there's red. This is some yellow gear, yeah. This is a pair of purple random gloves, and this is a pair of red gear, red quality. Only 3 qualities, absolutely nothing else. Let me now simplify PvE and PvP gear as well. For PvP gear, there's only 2 types, 2 sets, 2 types. For PvE gear, there's only 2 sets, 2 types. There's one best gear in game for PvP, untradeable, and then there's only one best PvE gear, untradeable. I will have to tell you that the changes to gear in 6.0 are probably one of my favorite changes ever in AION. I really like the fact that there's only 3 qualities now. I really like the fact that all the bullshit with rank 1 gear or 1-star officer gear, 3-star officer gear, general gear, command, fuck, all of those are gone. There's only one thing. If you want the best PvP gear, these are the merchants that give it to you, and that's it. There's no 6 types of merchants in 6 different zones. They're only in luck room if you're Asmodian here, if you're Ilios here, and they're only these guys right here, and this is where you get the best and the only PvP gear in game, yeah? Everyone's gonna have the same. You're not gonna be worried that that guy has 1-star officer gear, that guy has 3-star officer gear, oh, he's better gear than me. There's no such thing. Now, let me quickly show you the AION Powerbook website, and they're untradeable, guys. Did I tell you they're untradeable? I just did a minute ago, but I'm gonna say it again. My top favorite change in 6.0, and the reason why 6.0 is gonna be so fucking awesome, is that PvP best gear in game is untradeable, unlike the shit that is now in AION. The same with PvE. Best PvE gear in game, untradeable. My god, thank you. Let me show you the AION Powerbook website because I wanted to show you here so you guys don't get confused, yeah, because I told you there's only one best set and now you can see 3, maybe 4. Let me explain to you these things. So PvPA and PvPB, this is the same set. It's this one right here, yeah, these 2. This is the best gear in game. Why are they A and B? Is because of the stats under the line, right? The same basic stats, but maybe you don't want HP and crit, maybe you want attack and crit. So these are the 2 roads you can go as any class in the game. The second set, which is also the second best set in game, is the crafted set. It goes the same for PvE as it goes for PvP. You can craft them, it's pretty easy to craft, but they're not the best, and they're also tradable, yeah, the crafted ones. The PvP is tradable, the PvE is tradable. You can sell it on the broker and you can easily have the second best gear in game with just Kina. Kina, which, God forbid, be my guest, pay for it with real money, but it's never gonna be the best, yeah? The other set is this one here, the gear exchange. This doesn't really matter for you, for me, for 6.0 in general, for the life of AION, because this is what you get, for example, when you get exchanged your current gear to new one. This has, actually let's compare them. So I'm gonna open this PvP ancient set and I'm gonna open this, for example. Also, we're gonna take the sword from each and we're gonna compare them. So the basic damage, the basic stats here are the same on this one as they are on that one. Absolutely no difference. The only difference is in under the line. The exchange gear that you get for your current has already set in stone stats, so you can never get more than 261 crit. You can never get less either. You can never get more than 14% attack speed. And this is a sword, and I know you guys are thinking, hey, you know, it's just a sword, 14 is pretty good, right? But no, look at the polearm. What is the polearm for this particular exchange gear? It's also 14% set in stone, yeah? However, on the other type of sword, which is the gear that you get from the merchant, you have a chance to get anywhere from 11 to 19% attack speed. Same goes for this kind of polearm from the merchants. Same with, I don't know, crit strike, 209 to 349. You know, it's different than just having something set in stone. So a guy that's gonna get his gear from here, which is gonna be absolutely everyone in the game because this is the only one, definitely is gonna have better stats than what you get as an exchange right when 6.0 hits. This is out of the way. I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. Just gonna close it because it doesn't matter. Yeah, all that matters is PvP, one set, and the craft, PvE, best set in game, this ultimate cold blue, and a craft PvE, which is tradable and is the second best set in game. Now that that's out of the way, guys, let's just quickly take a look and let me show you how you actually get them. You just talk to the weapon merchant and I'm going to show you the A and B thing as well. Let's go again for polearm, right, because we looked at polearms. This is one of them, yeah, and this is the second. The only difference in between them are the stats under the line. That's about it, because otherwise they're completely identical. How you get these items into better and better is really simple. You can see at the bottom of the item tooltip, you can make a purple thing out of it. The purple thing that you can make out of this polearm is the same polearm, only purple, better stats, and one more stat under the line. Right now it has PvP damage and PvP defense, and it has 2 extra stats. Now if you make it purple, it's gonna have PvP damage and defense and 3 extra stats. If you make it red, it's gonna have PvP damage and PvP defense and 4 extra stats, and that's gonna be the max shit that you can get. Now keep in mind that you can have 4 extra stats out of a total of, I think, 6 choices that we saw on the website. I might be wrong and there's 8 choices and you can have 4 stats. So do keep in mind, guys, that you can also have the chance not to get crit strike at all on this weapon and just get attack and parry, or you can get a freaking healing boost on a polearm, at which point you will have to start re-rolling stats in game with Kina, no pay to win required. Also, how do you upgrade this yellow into purple is, you can just see there in the description, fragments of fighting 100 and legendary iridium 24. How you get those 2 mats is by actually playing the game. There is no money or wallet that can get you those mats in any form, shape or way. So this is why I'm so fucking happy that these items best in game are untradeable and everything for them is untradeable, that I cannot tell you how fantastic this patch is gonna be. 100%, well 99, depends on Gameforge. We're gonna talk about that in another video. Cool. So this is about items. It's the same for armor. Yeah, absolutely the same. PvP armor, you get the same from here. 149 of these primeval fragments you can get in 3 hours, and you have the basic starting tier of PvP, best PvP gear in game. Again, you get fragments of fighting and iridium, you get them from sieges, from dredgens. This is the beauty of 6.0. If you want PvP stuff, you need to do PvP stuff. If you want PvE stuff, you need to do PvE stuff, and it's really cool. Also, upgrading from yellow to purple and then from purple to red requires a large amount of abyss points. Don't be afraid of large, because in 6.0 getting abyss points is absolutely the easiest thing ever. Again, if you play the game, there's nowhere to buy abyss points from. It's just if you play the game. So it's really easy to get, yeah. Okay, what else do we have? We have ornaments here. These are the accessories. The exact same thing. You can focus on whatever piece you want. You can focus on all of them at the same time. And this is the feather and the bracelet, I assume, and the wings. That's about it. And these 4 merchants here sell the best PvP gear in game. And that is simply how it is. On the other side of the road there is Pve Gear, but this Pve Gear I really don't understand its point, and there is absolutely no need for you to get it, as there's better ways to get Pve Gear, about which I'm gonna talk actually right now. Pve Gear, guys. Pve Gear you get from dungeons. There is entry level dungeons, stuff that you guys are familiar with, like for example this Frozen Monolith, this is a dungeon that you guys are familiar with. Very easy to do. 6-man dungeon, level 80, remade into higher level mobs from what it is now. It gives you purple armor, purple feathers, and yellow PvE enchantment stones, yeah? There's other dungeons all across here. For example, look. This one also, this one doesn't really give you purple, it gives you yellow, but it's really easy. It's the previous garden. There is also Narakali, 6-man, extremely easy as well. It gives you purple weapons this time. It happens the same at end game. Makarna, the hard mode, gives you weapons and accessories, while armor, yeah, the best armor in game, red, you get from Promethean Studio. So this is how it works with these two as well, the same as it works with these two as well. These two give purple, these two give red. This is exactly how it goes. On myself, just for you guys to see, I have currently the best PvE set in game. This is how it looks. I hope you guys can see. This particular set you get from here, for example, this armor, as I told you, and these weapons you get from Makarna, the hard mode, and this is how they look. This is what they give. The second best, let me just go to AION Powerbook. The second best PvE set in game is the crafted one. Keep in mind, again, a lot of RNG when it comes to getting your stats. The same as it goes on Pve Gear, completely RNG what stats you get on anything from accessories to weapons to armor. The same goes on Pve Gear. Super RNG when you identify them, what kind of stats you get under the line, and it's very, very difficult to acquire the ones you really want, the perfect ones, because if you look at these, and we're gonna open up, I don't know, whatever, let's open up a chess piece. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possible choices. However, in reality, you only have 4, and of course the usual PvE defense and attack, same as on Pve Gear. So out of these 8 choices, you will only get 4, and these 4 choices are at random levels. For example, crit spell on this, you can get 146 crit spell, or you can get anything in between that and 244. So if I'm looking at my chest plate and I have 986 HP, that's maybe not that much. Maybe I wanted the HP that is with 1.2k, right? So it is the same. I got mana on my plate chest piece. If I look at the plate chest piece, you guys are gonna actually have to see. You're gonna see that there is other things I can get. I can get HP from 775 to 1.2k. I cannot get mana at all, and I would get some crit strike or some accuracy or some physical defense. Yet in game I actually got mana, crit strike, physical defense, and HP. You know, maybe I wanted magical defense, maybe I wanted evasion, maybe I wanted magic resist. So, you know, it varies. I got lucky with my chess piece, I'm gonna have to say that. However, you can also get unlucky, and if you get unlucky, you can get very unlucky to get low stats and nothing. Very important for you guys to know that gloves don't give attack speed anymore. There is no gloves with attack speed or cast speed at all anymore. Boots can also not give speed. If you go to a pair of plate boots, I can have boots without any speed, because speed is a random bonus that you can get or not get. And if you get it, you can get it anywhere from 13% to 22%. Myself, I got partially lucky because at least I got speed. Some of my guildies didn't get speed at all on their boots. This is very, very important. The same thing also with weapons. On weapons, you have the chance not to get attack speed at all. And if you get attack speed, you have a chance to get 13 or 19. And it keeps going like that and like that. So you guys can see that out of 8 total stats, you can only get 4 on a particular item, which is the best gear in game. Yeah, no way to get more stats. The same is actually goes with accessories, right? There is a lot of RNG. Again, out of 4 stats that you actually get, There's 8 possibilities in total, and they differ quite a lot. Weapons can have healing boost, like mine does. A sword with healing boost, right? This needs to be re-rolled right away, but it costs a lot of Kina to re-roll these stats. So Kina, making Kina in 6.0 is going to be very important, but that's a topic for another video. These are some crafting mats that I showed you guys. You need to upgrade weapons to craft. They are very easy to get. Fluxes, super easy to get. Every mob drops them for crafting. Crafting gear is so and so. It's the second best set in game. It's not really a big deal, to be honest, because it's just not. It needs lots of procs, and why bother when you can actually play the game and just farm the best straight from the get-go. These crafted sets are gonna be very nice for people that like to pay to win and are too lazy to play the game, right? But you're still gonna destroy them in the best gear compared to their second best, so doesn't really make any difference whatsoever. And that's about it, guys. I showed you where you get PvE gear, and that's the only place where you get it, or of course crafting. I showed you where you get their PvP gear, and that's the only place you get it, or of course crafting. I almost forgot to talk about some very important things in regards to gear, which is enchanting, mana stone slot unlocks, and mana stone socketing. These three are super important. So in terms of enchanting, we're gonna work on my chest piece. In terms of enchanting, you can only get to plus 15, whatever the gear is, whether it's a PvE accessory, a PvP weapon, a PvP armor, whatever. Everything can be taken to 15 tops. It's not so hard to get. I'm gonna talk about enchanting and I'm gonna show it to you in another video, but just as a basic thing, if we wanna enchant this particular chest piece, we can just simply choose to enchant it with redstone, yellow stone, or purple stones. The rates are different. Again, I'm gonna talk about it later. I wanna show you the cost. So if we wanna use the redstone, it's 264k new Kina, which translates to 2.6 million old Kina. Quite expensive because you waste this money whether you fail or succeed. It has the same rates with the purple stone, the same cost with the purple stone or with fabled stone as well. Yeah, this is one thing, and you can just get it to plus 15. Cool. The other thing I wanted to show you is the mana stone slot expansion. This is again an example, but it works exactly the same on PvP gear. Every piece of armor, accessory, and weapons have 3 slots for mana stones, which you need to unlock first before you can socket mana stones into them. Unlocking the slots doesn't cost Kina, but it costs mana stone fragments. Mana stone fragments are gonna be delicatess in 6.0 because they're gonna be very, very needed. The first 2 slots you unlock using a smaller amount of mana stone fragments, 250 in my case, so let's do it. And then the third slot you unlock using a higher number of mana stone fragments. So the second slot is also actually the second slot is 375, yeah, and the third slot is quite expensive. You're gonna see right away, 500. So from 250 to unlock the first slot to 500 to unlock the third slot. So the moral of the story is that you should be focused on unlocking the first 2 slots, 250 and 375, on each piece of gear you have and socket mana stones there, and then later on spend your fragments to unlock the third slot, which actually costs 500. It's just more efficient. The third thing that I want to show you is mana stone socketing. Mana stone socketing also costs Kina. So let's assume that we want to use this block, level 80 mana stones. It costs 202,000 Kina to socket mana stones on it. It costs the same for the first mana stone as for the last mana stone in terms of Kina. As you can see, wasn't that hard, was it? If they fail, they don't destroy your mana stones either. So these are the other 3 things that I actually wanted to talk about. Yeah, you can also extract this. You can also remove the mana stone, which again costs 2.2 million Kina, old Kina, and that's it. Modify appearance as well, also costs Kina. Dying, I don't think I have any dyes. I don't think it costs any kina, yeah. And that's about it. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I love these changes, I love them so much, and I love the patch so much, and I think it's going to be so great, the fact that only if you play the game you can actually get the best. Plus this thing looks dope also, this set, so just saying, yeah. Cool. Until my next video, guys, thank you so much for watching. Lots of love. If you have any other questions that I haven't talked about in the video, let me know in the comments below, and see you soon.